will not be calling it shopping because I do not want there to be any connotation of financial decisions that perhaps should not have been made. It's just so like fun is back. Fun is back. Yeah. I'm gonna kill them. I'm going to kill them. My vibe is completely ruined. Like, I don't even want to do this video anymore. Hi everyone. This is my Q2 book haul. I literally just filmed the outro. Am I crooked? Did that do anything? I just filmed the outro to my Q1 book haul, and it was incredibly humbling to watch the clips going from January to March and watch my apartment get no cleaner. So by the time it's April 7th right now, by the time you're watching this, it will be early July probably. And if this situation has not been resolved, I want you to publicly shame me. Today we're opening Book of the Month, and we're opening Aardvark. Okay, so from Aardvark, I got Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker. This is about a crime scene cleaner who, sometime before this book starts, witnesses her sister get pushed in front of a subway and be murdered. And when the murderer is running away, she's an Asian woman, her sister is also Asian. As he's running away, he shouts Bat Eater, echoing the like anti-Asian sentiment that was being spewed by people at the beginning of the pandemic. And so that happens, I think, before the events of this book, and then we're in this book and she's a crime scene cleaner, and she keeps showing up to crime scenes, and she's starting to notice like bats are showing up at like the sites that she's having to clean, and so she is trying to figure out things. As Cora will soon learn, you can't just ignore hungry ghosts, so you know, whatever that means. But she's being haunted by this event. I'm sure there's going to be themes of like I said, that like anti-Asian sentiment that, you know, by the time this is coming out, you know, the author probably did start writing this book at the beginning of the pandemic in response to that sort of sentiment. So I'm sure that's going to be brought up. And I'm excited. Let's check out what's happening under the dust jacket. Oh, I like this blue. Can we see it? Yeah, I like this blue. It's like a green and like a cream and then a blue. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's see what's going on in Book of the Month. Also, I didn't talk about this enough. I love this cover. It is so beautiful. Okay, in this mode that I have my camera on, as I'm looking at it, it looks like it is not focused, but whenever I watch these videos back, like they are focused. So I'm like, from your perspective, I'm like crashing out over nothing, but like it just doesn't look like it's focused to me. I don't know, maybe it's not. Oh, there we go. I think that's better. This cover's pretty. Okay, and then from Book of the Month, I got as my main pick, I'm gonna kill them. I'm going to kill them. This is where I lose any chance of Book of the Month sponsorship. Look at this. Look at this. The quality control from Book of the Month is really upsetting. Oh my god. This is beyond. This is crazy. Why can I put my finger in the book like this? This is crazy. My vibe is completely ruined. Like, I don't even want to do this video anymore. I'm so upset. And I like these colors too. Whatever. Like, this is probably like the 4th or 5th time this has happened now. And I always just reach out to them and I send them pictures and they're so nice. They're like, oh, just keep the book. Like, we got it. Like, we'll send you a new one. And then when they send me a new one, and it's always perfect. But like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. This is Every Sweet Thing is Bitter. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but it is about, like, all I remember from it is a woman sometime a few years before the events of this book tries to kill her mother. And then we're in the events of this book. She failed in killing her mother, and like her family obviously has had to deal with the consequences of that. And then I think by the time we start this book, her father has died, and she's like trying to figure out what happened, and like in trying to figure out how he died, she thinks that like she will be absolved of what when she tried to kill her mother. And then there's like family drama. I don't know. Something like that. Oh no, I'm wrong. Her father doesn't die. Her mother goes missing several years after the murder attempt. But she thinks that her father, who is abusive, had something to do with that. And so she's trying to figure out where her mother went and like what happened to her, and that's how she thinks she's going to be absolved of her previous sins. And she thinks her father has something to do with it. That's what's going on. I'm so upset. Let's just move on. Okay, the next one, is this going to be fucked up too? Am I going to have to scream? Let's see. No, this one's fine. It's literally fine. This fucking book is huge though. Holy shit. I got the new Olivia Blake, Gifted and Talented. I love the cover. I think that is so cool. The like spirally, again, looks like it's not focused to me, but it probably looks just fine to you. It's called Gifted and Talented. I don't know, it's like a family drama. I've never read an Olivia Blake. I wanted to read the Atlas 6, like, since it came out, and I just never did. And I think at this point in my reading, oh god. I just cringed so hard. The dedication. For my can you see it? It says, "For my family, LOL." I just cringed the fuck out. Okay. Maybe I don't want to read this anymore. I never read an Olivia Blake. She's like TikTok darling. Like this. She's like exactly the type of person that would do this, is like how I've always seen her. And like I was right, apparently. For my family, LOL. God. Whatever. It's like a family drama. Olivia Blake is a very celebrated author. I've never read anything from her. I was excited for this to be my first one, but that just pissed me off. Okay, this one I'm super excited for. It's just so fun is back. Fun is back. Sky Daddy by Kate Folk. This is about a woman who wants to fuck a plane. She wants to fuck a plane. I think she gets a job as a flight attendant, and she wants to fuck a plane. She wants to fuck the plane. She wants to die in a plane crash, and like that is her like erotic fantasy, is to like be killed having sex with a plane as it crashes. And that just sounds so fun. I just realized with Gifted and Talented, I did not look at the colors under the dust jacket. That same blue and yellow. I like those colors together. And then what's going on under Sky Daddy, I can already tell I'm gonna like them. Yep, blue and red. Love blue and red. I'm so excited for this one. Okay, that's the haul. I'm pissed. Like, I'm so upset. One of my books is broken. One of them is cringing me the fuck out. But at least we have Sky Daddy and Bat Eater and other names for Corazine. The other two pissed me off. But here is the April Book of the Month / Aardvark haul, and I'll see you next time I buy some books. Hi everyone. You may be noticing that this whole situation is looking a lot better on this table. I stayed true to my word, did some organizing. Leave a clapping hands emoji in the comments and make some commotion for me for that. It's Monday. Saturday was Indie Bookstore Day, and so I did some supporting of my local bookstores. I will not be calling it shopping because I do not want there to be any connotation of financial decisions that perhaps should not have been made. I was supporting my local bookstore is what I was doing. First one is Teach the Torches to Burn. But it's by Caleb I should have just messed with the name. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Roehrig, Roehrig. I don't know what to do with that H. Roehrig, Caleb Roehrig. It's a Romeo and Juliet remix. And I don't particularly care about Romeo and Juliet, but I do care about what's going on here with the homosexuals. I've been seeing this book on my Instagram a lot. Like, I keep getting it suggested to me in ads. And then I saw it, so like I took that as a sign. The next one I got is In Tongues by Thomas Gratton. I have no idea what this is about. My friend who I went shopping with, shout out Atlas, came up to me with this book and was like, have you read this? And I was like, no. And then they were like, here you go. And it was not a recommendation per se, but they had read the synopsis, and it mentioned homosexuality. So, like, that was why they were recommending it to me. And I don't really know what it's about past that. Wistful, unapologetically sexy, and blazingly alive, In Tongues explores class and ambition in gentrifying New York with uncommon wit and sensitivity. Thomas Grattan's novel is a tender portrait of queer young adulthood in all its messy glory. That sounds fantastic. I also got The Secret Lives of Numbers, A Hidden History of Math's Unsung Trailblazers. I'll talk about both. I also got Extinctions, How Life Survives, Adapts, and Evolves, another nonfiction. And I got these because I was potentially going to go back to the school I used to work at, and like take my old job back, which I was teaching AP Calculus. And so I thought this might be a fun book to like implement into the coursework. And then I was also going to be teaching as an elective astrobiology, and I thought this would be fun to implement into the coursework. And then I just told them today that I was not going to take the job because they weren't offering me enough money. But like, I'm still interested in these regardless. One is sort of a math history book that explores marginalized voices in like the foundation of math as a science, and names in history that have kind of gone or have kind of left to be forgotten, specifically women, people of color, etc. And then this one, Extinctions, How Life Survives, Adapts, and Evolves, I'm assuming is about just that. What really hooked me is it says in here that, well, okay, so I'll read the first sentence. In this vast sweep of our Earth's history, Michael Benton brings the deep past to life as never before, deploying the cutting-edge tools in biology, chemistry, physics, and geology that are transforming our understanding of previous environmental cataclysms, all, you know, areas I'm interested in. But then it says here, including the incredible discovery of a hitherto unknown extinction event. And I'm very interested in extinction events. In grad school, I studied caldera systems, and calderas often produce, like throughout Earth's history, caldera forming eruptions of volcanoes have been, have caused extinction events a few times. So I'm just like interested in that history. So I was interested in this. I also really, really like this color of orange, this burnt orange, which is a color I look fantastic in, by the way. And I also was enjoying what was going on here. Okay, and then I also got Beloved by Toni Morrison. I actually don't really know what this is about. I have not woke Toni Morrison up yet. I haven't read any Toni Morrison. I'm going to change it with this one. And what made me decide that I wanted to change it with this one specifically is I've seen it on a list of horror books. And I didn't really know that this would be in that genre. So I was interested in that. But other than that, I don't really know what it's about, besides, I mean, this is describing it as a story of slavery, and it's following an enslaved girl who escapes, but can't escape the ghosts of her past. So I'm very interested in that. And then I also got a book that has also been advertised to me on Instagram, Run Away With Me by Brian Selznick. I had completely forgotten about this book. I had added it to my TBR when I was getting it advertised to me on Instagram, completely forgot about it, saw it changing hands, and was like, oh, I recognize this cover. And then it also came with this like signed by the author slip, and it is indeed signed by the author. If you can see, it's like down here all small, and I'm continue to be plagued by like, I can't tell if this is focused or not in this mode that I have this camera in, so hopefully you saw that. But then like, it has a map, which I like. It smells weird. Fun, like the nakedness is like also the cover, which I enjoy. And this is about gay boys in Rome, so that's a buy. Okay, and then I also, the last one is Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman. I've never read from this author before. He's like a pretty celebrated horror author. have not read from him, but it was so weird. I love when this happens, when like I've never heard of a book before. I'm just browsing the bookstore. I see a cover that catches my attention, and like if you can see, their faces are like blurred out and like censored. So I've never heard of a book before. I'm browsing. I see a cover that catches my attention, and then I read the synopsis, and it's like something that I literally could not be more interested in. I just love when that happens, when it's like I've never heard of it, it pops out at me, and it's like something I'm interested in. It's like, perfect vibe. But this is, I like read the first like 3 sentences and didn't even need to continue reading because I was like, I'm with it, so I'm gonna read that to you here. Noah Fairchild has been losing his formerly polite Southern parents to far-right cable news for years, so when his mother leaves him a voicemail warning him of the great reawakening is here, he assumes it's related to one of the many conspiracy theories she believes in. I stopped reading there. Wherever that goes in like this horror direction, like I'm in it. Like parents radicalized by far-right media wrapped in this horror context, like, yes, I'm interested. So that was it. So this is what we have. My 7 new books. Also, shout out my best friend Gianna, my best friend of, God, it's got to be 15 years now. I told her I was going book shopping, and she sent me $30 for a book. So one of these is actually, let's not even say one of these, let's say 2 of these, because these were both on sale and added up to $30. She bought me 2 books. Thank you, Gianna. Okay, that's it. Look what I got. It's Aardvark Day. I did not get a book of the month box this month. I wasn't really feeling any of their selections this month, but I was feeling a lot of Aardvark selections, so I figured that was a better use of my money. I don't remember what I got. I remember one of them. No, maybe I do remember. I remember 2 of them. One of them is the gay Shape of Water book. Let's just see. Okay, yeah. So the first one, okay, yeah, I did get 3. I'm gonna try not to look. Is the gay Shape of Water book, When the Tides Held the Moon. Yeah. I, like, do I need to remember anything else about it? Or, like, is gay Shape of Water good enough? I didn't like Shape of Water. Very much did not deserve the Oscar for Best Picture that year, considering that year was so fucking stacked. I think that was the year of, like, Call Me By Your Name, Lady Bird, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, like, that year was like stacked with great movies, and Shape of Water did not deserve. But I don't really care how close this is to that movie. I just care that it's gay, the guy looks hot, and the merman like looks as hot as a merman can look. So yeah. This is beautiful. Oh my God, these colors in that spine. Wow. Wow. Aardvark did their big one. I'm like looking through this and I'm flipping through it and I'm so excited to read it. I just flipped through a picture. Oh, and it looks like it's dual timeline too. I saw the main character's name is Rio, or not dual timeline, dual POV. And the main character's name is Rio, and I like saw his name at the top of a chapter, so I think it's dual POV, which I don't like have an issue with really. But like there are pictures, oh my God. There are like illustrations. Wow. Aardvark, not that I think that illustrations are exclusive to Aardvark, but like Aardvark did its big one with like picking this book and like the binding of it all. Yeah. I'm excited to read this. Okay, and then the next book is going to be a surprise for both of us, except I think I remember another one. Yes, and it was this one, the new Nat Cassidy, When the Wolf Comes Home. I don't remember what it's about, but I do really enjoy Nat Cassidy. Well, I've only read one book from him, which was Rest Stop, which is like novella, and I actually enjoyed that way more than I thought it was. It was sort of just like a fun, like, you know how like authors, they have like their regular releases, but then sometimes they'll just put out like a cute little fun like novella, like maybe they'll self-publish it, or maybe they'll go like through their like like a different publisher that isn't their like normal publisher, just because it's like just something fun and experimental that they wanted to do. That's what Rest Stop is, but I think this is like Nat Cassidy's like official new release. Okay, yeah, it's about this girl Jess. She finds a 5-year-old running away from his abusive father, and it doesn't say it here in this synopsis, but I think I remember in the synopsis like on Goodreads, the boy, like, his like nightmares come to life, or like he can change reality in some way. I don't remember exactly what it is, but Nat Cassidy is just very good with like, well, again, I've only read one of his other works, so like I don't have a lot of data points, but in my experience, from what I have read from Nat Cassidy, he seems to be really good at like pop horror, like something you can just like breeze through in a night. It's really fast paced, really like exciting. I don't think I can breeze through this in a night, because look how small that text is. What's that TikTok? Like, why are there so many words on the page, and why are they so small? Like, that bitch who doesn't actually read. That's how I feel looking at this, low-key. That's like really fucking small text. And then how many pages is it? Oh, less than 300. So it's probably like 350, like if this was normal size text. Yeah, okay, and then like let's see what's going on under the dust jacket. I already looked, but yeah, it's good. Aardvark stays with the quality. They have great quality. I'm trying to get that Aardvark sponsorship, low-key, because I just love I love their quality of books. I wish they could bind every book. Okay, and then this one is really gonna be a surprise. I don't actually know what this is. I remember this book being a choice, but I don't remember picking it. But I think I did. It's Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang. And I think it's described as very Yellowface-esque. I think that was this one, and I think that is why I chose it, because I love Yellowface. Yeah, Julie, she has a twin sister. She finds her twin sister dead. She takes over her life. Her twin sister's like social media famous, very popular, and she like steps into her shoes. I think that is the situation. But yeah, this definitely is the one that was described as like being for fans of Yellowface, and I'm definitely a fan of Yellowface. And let's see what's going on under the dust jacket, and it's black and pink. Whatever, it's fine. I mean, I love it. I love it, Aardvark. You guys always eat. The black and pink is just like, I used to love black and pink together when I was like 14, and then I kind of grew out of it. Anyway, this is what I chose for Aardvark. I'm very excited to get into When the Tides Held the Moon, because it also seems like very literary. Like, it's described as having buoyant prose. So I think it'll be more than like a monster romance, although it is very decidedly a monster romance. But I'm hoping for it to be a little bit more literary than that. I'm very excited. Okay, something else that I got, not in a subscription, just to have, is the new F.T. Lukens, Love at Second Sight, an author whose work I am very behind on. This is like their 5th, I think, in this sort of... I'm just now realizing, like, this has become a monster romance haul. I'm not a monster romance bitch, I promise. But F.T. Lukens does monster romance. And not really monster romance per se. Let's see. The first one I read from them was In Deeper Waters, and that's Mermaid. That's a monster romance. And then the other one, So This Is Ever After, is not monsters. They're humans. And then, let's see, Otherworldly. I don't think I have it on hand. But Otherworldly is a monster romance. And then their other one, what's it called? Spellbound, I think. I don't think they're monsters. I think they're like wizards, but I don't think they're monsters. But then these two, this looks like monsters. It's about this kid, Cam. He's a human going to school with kids who have super cool paranormal powers. And his best friend is a witch. and his longtime crush, Mateo, is a werewolf. So it's monster romance. But I've only read In Deeper Waters and So This Is Ever After. I have not read the other two that I mentioned, and I think there might be another one. I can't remember though. But I'm behind on their backlist, and not that it really matters. Like, you don't have to go in order. But I kind of would like to. I'm interested in Oh, I see it right there. Do I want to get up and get it? I don't think I do. But Spellbound, I'll just get it. Here's Spellbound. I'm very excited for this one. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but like the whole vibe of this is giving like Hardy Boys. Like the illustration of it gives very like 60s, 70s. Like it's giving like Hardy Boys type beat to me. So I'm excited for that, to figure out what that's about. And then here's Otherworldly. Can you see? I don't know. And then here's like this author clearly has a vibe, right? And I enjoy the vibe. In Deeper Waters, we've gone away from hauling at this point. Now I'm just talking. But In Deeper Waters, I don't have it as a hardcover, so it's like not matching this, and I don't even know where it is, honestly, because it's the paperback, so it's probably like not on display. But I do want next time I can find it secondhand, I'm gonna get it, the hardcover one. But that was the first one I read. I gave it a 3-star. Then I read So This Is Ever After. I also gave it a 3-star. In hindsight, though, I liked this one significantly less than In Deeper Waters. So, like, makes me wonder, like, should that one be higher than a 3? But I actually think, like, no, this should probably just be less than a 3. Even though, like, can we please focus? Whatever, what I'm trying to get at is the guys on the cover are really cute, and I wish I liked this book more, and I wish that their romance was better, but whatever. Hopefully we're gonna have more success with this one. I hauled this one. I've got off track. I've lost the plot of a book haul. This is what I hauled since I last saw you. Goodbye. Hi everyone, happy June, happy Pride Month. I got another Aardvark box. I skipped Book of the Month again because it's just not giving for me. They didn't even have any like Pride selections. Like nothing a little gay, no little queer romance, nothing. So I wasn't really into any of their selections this month, so we don't have any of that, but I do have this, so let's see. Okay, the first one is the Memory Collectors. This is, ooh, I love those colors. Let's see, I don't remember what this is about. It says it's for fans of Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I am a fan of Wrong Place, Wrong Time. I don't remember exactly what this is about, but there's like 4 characters who travel back in time to the same day, which is like for each of these people, like the worst day of their lives. Or I guess not the worst day of their lives, but like it says the day all their lives were changed, and somehow all 4 of their stories are interconnected somehow. But I think they're like strangers, like they don't know each other. Yeah, 4 strangers. And they travel back to the same day, which was like pivotal for their life, and like they're interconnected somehow. So I don't know, it sounded interesting. So I got that. And then I got The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. And this Aardvark edition of it comes with a hunted out, whatever this is called, binding. This is some sort of horror, like medieval times. The city, the castle, whatever, is being, is under threat by some like cosmic entity. And I think like whatever is affecting this group of people is like sort of making them, it says, I don't know, they're falling into hedonistic ecstasy. So like it's kind of controlling them and making them act in ways that they maybe otherwise wouldn't. But 3 women who are in this situation I guess, are not affected by it, and they are having to figure out how to solve it, I think, is what's going on. But I don't know, this is like so puss. So I got that. And then I also got, if I can get that back on, oh my god, hello. I also got The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. A Holmes and Watson style detective duo takes the stage in this fantasy with a mystery twist. And it's gay somehow. Ooh, this also got a pussed out binding. I forgot about that. Yes, this and its sequel through Aardvark got a pussed out binding. I've heard this book described as like queer utopia type vibes where people's sexuality is just like a non-issue. So it's not like a major plot point or anything. So I don't think this is going to be like so explicitly queer that like where there is like a romance or anything. But as much as I do enjoy the explicit homosexuality in my books, I'm also cool with it. Like they're just being gay characters because gay people exist. And so they're in the book. So I got that too. So here are the books. Here's the June Aardvark haul, and I will come back to you either with my quarterly haul wrap up or with another haul. I have no idea if I'll be buying books this month. But here's what we have so far. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, it's the end of June, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog because it's just not on my budget to buy any more books. So I'm not really worried about doing that. Summary, 1 book of the month box this quarter, which I'm sad about. I'm not liking their picks recently. But plenty of Aardvark picks, including one I've already read, Julie Chan is Dead, which was incredible. I'll link that vlog where I read that down below. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought it was fantastic. And then my independent bookstore day haul, I mentioned, you just watched, that I was going to read these for a potential teaching job that I was getting that I declined, that they weren't, because they weren't offering me enough money. They called me literally the day after I filmed that and offered me what I was asking for. So I need to read these quickly. In addition, I need to read one of the books that I need to tell you about that I've yet to tell you about. The Little Book of Aliens is a book that I got, which I think will be fun for my astrobiology class. I don't remember what it's about. Let's just look at, I mean, I imagine it's about exactly what the title suggests it's about. How did we get here? How our ancient questions about aliens took their modern form. Critical ideas that shaped and still shape our search for aliens. What will we find when we find aliens? Blah, 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 things like that. So it's about the search for life, SETI. I've also got, continuing this theme of education, The Project, how Project 2025 is reshaping America. It's important to keep yourself up to date about the things that are happening in our country and abroad, and having not just opinions on those things, but educated opinions on those things. So it's important to educate yourself. And then I've also got Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I'll link my May wrap up, I think, down below, in which I read Hunger Games through Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I didn't get to this one yet, and I'm very, very, very excited. It's like, it's gonna be one of the next like 5 books I read, I think. It's coming up. And then finally, Barrera Bones in the Midnight Soil. My pre-order came in. My signed copy. Look how beautiful. I'm very, very excited for this. I was looking through my Goodreads the other day at books that I want to read, because I always just add shit to my want to read and then I forget about it. So I was looking through there and I found a book about gay vampires, and this is a book about lesbian vampires. So maybe a queer vampire vlog is in the future. We'll see. And then I think that's everything. I really need to start, like, anytime I buy a book, I need to just have a list on my phone, because I like don't keep track of what I buy, and I've been buying things over the past 3 months, and I hope these are all of them, but who could say? I don't remember. But as it is, these are the books that I have. And I don't, let's see. Is everything I've bought in April, May, and June. This is crazy. But I'll see you next time. Bye.